In 2002, a year before the city of Caravaca, Spain, celebrated its first local jubilee, the then Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger made a pilgrimage to the city. This was the moment he imparted a blessing with a relic of Jesus' cross. But this was not a one-time visit. The Cardinal spent several days in the region to attend a Christology Congress organized by the Catholic University of Murcia.
We invited
Cardinal Ratzinger, who was in charge of the doctrine of the faith. This was a university with a very short history, but he had consulted with some people who were part of the organization of the dicastery who had a great relationship with us. He came for the entire Congress. He was scheduled to close the Congress, but had still wanted to be there the entire time.
It was in Caravaca that Cardinal Ratzinger closed the Congress. And 22 years later, the locals have not forgotten his words there.
He was very happy to be able to celebrate Mass. His sermon on the cross was wonderful, and they kept the text as a treasure. It was a milestone for Caravaca because it was a great gift for the whole diocese.
But what a few expected was that 3 years later, Ratzinger's name would be heard from the balcony of the Vatican. The Cardinal would end up being better known as Benedict XVI, the new successor of Peter.
It was a surprise. It was a great joy for my family and the entire diocese because it felt like Cardinal Ratzinger belonged to us in a way. It was a joy and a blessing.
For the city of Caravaca, those days with the then Cardinal was the starting point for a more personal relationship.
We took him around the city in our car. We don't want to get rid of it, even though we don't use it anymore. But if someday we do get rid of the car, I will keep the seat he sat in as a relic.
During his stay in Caravaca, Cardinal Ratzinger took a photo that later proved to be prophetic. In a museum, he admired a sculpture of the first pope, the Apostle Peter. The photo was used on the front pages of regional newspapers when, on the last day in 2022, his death was announced to the world.